Yo, man, so somebody found this dope receipt in the newspaper in 1970. It says Afro hairstyle, a U.S. original, African say. Now, first things first, you always got a troll who has to sit here and act like what you just read is debunking itself. At some point, people are going to realize that you can't use that argument all the time. People are not always reading something and reading it wrong. That's like the only thing they come up with. Look, you didn't read this right. See? Or you didn't finish reading it. Or it's always like at this point, it just shows a lack of any kind of brain power that you got. But let's just kind of read through it. It says, this dude was in Tanzania. It says, some militant African nationalists are denouncing new import from America. Okay, so the import new from America. But keep going. The bushy Afro hairstyle of young American Negroes is a new import from America, the Afro. The denunciation is ironic, for the black Americans have made the Afro or au natural style their fashion because they want to proclaim their roots in Africa instead of mimicking white fashion by straightening their hair and letting it grow bushy and natural the way that they believe it is done in Africa. And that's what this dude tried to be like. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Look at that. See, it says right here that they're trying to be like Africans. But it just told you it was a new import from African, you weirdo. Are you just that idiotic? But let's read the rest so we can get the context or even more of the story. But like I said, these people that just stop at one part, tell you picking and choosing, and didn't understand it. But read one part and ignore all the context. If it is a new import from America, how are they trying to mimic something they're not doing over there? But let's keep looking. It says, recently, however, some of the modern girls in the towns have taken to the Afro hairdo. They've taken to it, okay? A few stewardesses of East African Airways are supporting it in Nairobi or whatever. Miss, whatever her name is, the wife of President, I don't know if this is in the way, Obidi of Uganda, has been something in Afro culture or whatever. Afro wigs. Are they talking about Afro wigs? We're gonna see. Advertising some of the Afro wigs. It must be advertised. Let me look at this thing. Oh man, I screenshot it like that, so I can't really tell. But I think they're talking about Afro wigs. Okay, let's keep going. This new fondness for an Afro hairstyle among the smart set has come about not because it is African. It has come about not because it's African, but precisely because it is not. How dumb can the girls like Afro because it comes from Black America, the home of exciting and popular soul music? This rankles some militant African nationalists and socialists who see the Afro fad as part of a cultural invasion for an imperialist and something-list America. In their views, it's just like drug, whatever, in cowboy boots. The resentment erupted into an article recently by the African writer, whatever his name is, in the government-owned newspaper of Tanzania or whatever. Comes from, it's also called, hold on. Now this is where it lies. It says also called an Afro style. This implies a link with Africa. No, it doesn't. It says Afro. Anything, they just lucky we put that F in there. Oh, yes. Does the word after mean Africa? These people are weird. Although I personally fail to see how this keeping of wild oiled bush on the skull has anything to do with dear Mother Africa. Nothing to do with that, because y'all don't keep the oil up there. I need some badly right now. I ain't gonna lie. My new growth is atrocious. From that land of whatever, it's too much stuff in the way. I think y'all kind of get the point. But this is for everybody. Under the guise of a hairstyle intended to identify American Negroes with Africans. See, they were trying to do that. You know, why can't they follow the hairstyles our African girls portray? Conde lumped Afro hairstyles with other undesirable imports from America. Soul music, jeans. Y'all niggas didn't like jeans. Drug trips, cowboy boots. Why? Because we were the cowboys? He said these imports gnaw at the roots of African personality. Yet our youth take in whole because y'all want to be like us. All chewed. Many of, because you're not going to find us sporting all these African things, but whatever. As he wrote, to illustrate this, whatever. So that's the end. So these people are just trolls. They're purposely reading and purposely putting out shit to purposely misunderstand it on purpose. Everything's just on purpose. These niggas are just niggas on purpose. They're idiots on purpose. Everything's just on purpose. You can't fix people or even kick it with people, talk to people. You really can't even debate with people. We're like this. I just clown them. I just clown them real quick and move on.